Hello, one and all, and welcome to Campus France live at the studios here in Paris. Now, Campus France is just for you if you want to learn about higher education establishments in France. And today is a very special day because we're going to learn about ESSEC Business School and their Global BBA bachelor's degree. Just a few things. France is the founder, in fact, of the first business school in the world and plays host to some of the most reputable establishments today. And ESSEC, funnily enough, is one of them. So the Global BBA bachelor's degree is ranked #1 as the #1 course in all of France and is so sought after. It's something like 66,000 applicants last year. So it's no small potatoes, folks, not for the faint-hearted. I'm your host, Alexandra Lawton, and if your heart is set on studying abroad, then your eyes are glued to the right screen. So why is ESSEC the place for you? How do you apply? Let's find out. And I'm joined in the studio with, if you could have a dream dinner party, I would invite Nelson Mandela, Jacques Chirac, and of course this lovely lady, Corinne Peiffert. Hello. She's the Director of Studies for the Global BBA bachelor's degree. Hello.
Hi, Alexandra. Very nice to be here.
Yes, it's lovely to see you. I'm a little bit intimidated. I feel like I'm going to be tested somehow.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, it's possible.
Don't worry.
And so the next person we have is Kareena Aswani, who's the student ambassador at ESSEC. She's not actually in the studio at the moment. She's at home with her family, so a dedicated student and a dedicated family member. So we will see her in the offing, I'm sure. Is Kareena there right now? No, but we will be talking. Oh, she is. Hello, Kareena.
Yes.
How are you doing?
It's a pleasure to be here. Very good. Thank you.
Well, you're looking very comfortable and colourful. Are you ready for a big test?
Yes, I am. Always ready. Thank
Perfect.
you so much for having me.
It's lovely to have you here. And finally, we've got an alumni of the Global BBA course, and his name is Owen Gavignet. He's also on the phone, and we'll be talking to him and asking him questions about his time at ESSEC and what it's like to be at, studying on the Global BBA course. So without further ado, I think we should ask some questions, don't you, Corinne?
Sure.
So what is the Global BBA course and at ESSEC, what is it?
Okay, so in a nutshell, Global BBA stands for Bachelor in Business Administration. So, of course, this is a program oriented towards business management and, all the functions that you could have with this kind of training. It's very generalist. It's a 4-year program, and it's an undergraduate program. And if I had to, pinpoint one really key feature, is that it's completely international, and that's really embedded in the program.
Oh, it's totally international.
Yes.
So I suppose that brings me to the next question. Do you have to speak English or French and or both? I mean...
Okay, so the requirement is to speak English because especially if you are coming from the international admissions track, the courses will be in English and you do not need to speak French. If you do, that's absolutely great, but it is not required to speak French to come into the program. And
obviously, if you don't speak French but you want to learn, do you offer courses to those that want that?
So not only we offer courses, but it's a required part of the program because we are a French institution with worldwide presence, but our roots are really French, and we feel it's very important that students get accustomed with the French language. We don't ask you to become completely bilingual by the end of the program. That's okay, but just at least some initiation to the language.
Thank goodness. I mean, I'm half French, half English, and I'm bilingual at a stretch. I mean, it's tough, these conjugations and things. But
no, don't worry.
Ah, good. Okay.
It's okay.
But what sets ESSEC apart from other business schools, do you think?
Okay, that's a very interesting and wide question. All schools have their own identity. I would say that for ESSEC, really, the first thing is that we're non-for-profit. So this is really an important feature that I like to say to applicants because it really sets us apart from all the for-profit institutions that you could find elsewhere. The other feature is, of course, the academic excellence. We are really one of the best schools in the world. You can check, for example, the Financial Times rankings and stuff like that. we have a dedicated pool of professors that are doing research. So now you may not see right now how important that is, but having professors that are at the top notch in terms of research really brings knowledge into the class for the students, and they can really share what's really the latest trends, news, research, and proven things, not just hearsay of what you've heard from
and not one-sided either. I mean, sort of it sparks probably very, very lively discussions.
Exactly, exactly. About management, about how you should address things in marketing or in finance. So that really is brought to the classroom, and this is really one of the key added value of such a school as ESSEC.
Well, no, I mean, you don't get that everywhere, so that is of added value. And it's been an uncertain year, let's be honest, a bit of a savage one. And perhaps there's still apprehension for international students, in attempting to apply or study abroad because of COVID. I mean, we shouldn't even say that word, COVID, but let's be honest, it's a reality. Are there still restrictions that remain because of COVID? Just to reassure those that want to
okay, here. So maybe before I answer that question, I should mention that ESSEC Global BBA program is actually on 3 different campuses. We have our main campus in France, near Paris. We have another campus in Singapore and one in Rabat. So whether there are restrictions on coming to study obviously depends on the situation of each country where you're going and where you're coming from. But as a general response, coming to France, for example, is not an issue. Students have, full access to their student visa, and they can come to France. Then obviously it depends on your home country. This we cannot control, right? But you are more than welcome in France, in Singapore, and in Morocco when borders are open, obviously.
Yeah, so it does depend. But if you do want to get more information on that, do go to ESSEC, that's ESSEC.edu. But away from COVID, obviously. But no, actually, I mean, are there online courses as well?
Yeah, okay. So maybe also we could mention that we don't know the future, right? We don't know how next intake is going to be and what the situation is going to be. But what I can share is how we've been handling the situation this year, to give you an idea. So we've been setting what we call dual teaching, so that students who are able to come to campus can attend the courses physically on campus, and that is true on all 3 campuses of ESSEC. And those who cannot, or who do not want, for legitimate reasons like health reasons or whatever, will be able to attend the classes online. So we have this combination. It is the same class live, and all students are with the professor at the same time, but some are in the classroom and some are online in the virtual classroom.
Yeah, and there's no difference in the quality of the courses, just the only difference is your physical presence there.
Exactly, yeah.
But what are the most popular courses on the Global BBA bachelor's degree?
Most popular courses, I don't know, maybe we should ask Kareena, because
Kareena. Hello. Are you with us, Kareena?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello. So you really are very stylish. You look fantastic there.
Thank you so much.
No, you're very welcome. Just wondering, what are your favourite courses on the Global BBA bachelor's degree, and what are the more challenging ones?
That's a really good question, actually.
Thank you.
So my favorite subject is definitely luxury brand management and innovative merchandising. So I think in the 3rd year in ESSEC, you actually get to choose your electives. If I were to choose 2 subjects, I think those are the most popular ones. And as for the most challenging ones, I would definitely say financial accounting, which is a subject that we all take in the 1st year, as well as microeconomics. But then again, the teachers are amazing, and it's easy to do it with a lot of help, of course.
And Corinne, what's the most common profession students go into after the Global BBA course?
So typically our students will go for, jobs in marketing, in sales, in business development, but it's not just that. It could be finance, it could be auditing, management control, it could be, general management, of course. Basically any kind of career that you do with the business education is open to you, because it's a generalist program.
Then you specialize later.
You can choose some of your electives in the last 2 years of the programs. And then if you want, you have also the opportunity to test some functions during the program with the internships. So this is really helpful for students to build on their next career.
Gosh, I mean, you've just heard it here from the horse's mouth. I mean, anything's possible. You can even maybe learn how to drink cheese and eat wine here in France. Who knows?
Obviously.
Yes, exactly. But actually, Kareena, what is it that you want to do after your course?
That's a good question. So I think the beauty about ESSEC is that the more time I spend there, the more ideas I get and the more inspired I get by the people around me. But if I were to answer that question today, I would say I want to work in the marketing department, so PR and marketing. So I was thinking maybe in L'Oréal or one of those multinationals in Paris in the beginning.
Ah, well, good luck to you. I will follow your career with great enthusiasm. What is the rate of employment straight out of the school?
Okay, so straight out of the school, before I answer your question, you need to know that roughly 30% of students go straight into the job market. You may feel, well, that's not enough, that's very low, but actually it's because the others would go for a master's program. Not that it's necessary, but some of them want to go for a master's program because they want to get a really top-notch specialization at ESSEC or other schools worldwide. We have a lot of masters, and then they can, focus really on their specialization. So those who go for a job directly after the program and they're really successful, the average entry salary, that's your question, right? No,
but please keep going.
Yeah, entry salary. So I forgot your question. I was...
The rate of employment is 30% straight out.
Oh, rate of employment. Yeah. Okay. Rate of employment is 98% within 6 months.
What about the 2%? Why not?
I'm not sure. Maybe they just need 6 months and 1 week, or...
So nearly 100%.
So average salary, entry salary is 43,000 euros, around that.
Oh gosh!
And
yes,
after 5 years, the data we have is 55,000 euros after employment.
Wow! Well, I think I chose the wrong university because that's a great salary to start with. My gosh!
It is.
And how do people find more information about the school and how to apply?
Okay, so more information, definitely you should go first to the website to have a comprehensive view of the program and the school itself. So that's www.essec.edu. And then on this website, if you're interested in the program or exploring more, you have chats. You can get in touch with the ambassadors, like Kareena is used to be one of our ambassadors. You can get in touch with recruiters, and then you can apply online directly. So it's a very smooth process, really.
Yes, perfect. And you can ask questions as well, I'm
obviously
assuming.
Yeah.
Well, on that, if you want to have your say, do leave your comments and ask your questions on Facebook. That's at Campus France Paris, and on Twitter that's just hashtag Campus France. And because we are live, do join us on hashtag Campus France Live. So there's that, and we're going the whole program, and we can't wait to hear from you. So on to the next part. ESSEC has got many partnering universities abroad. So could you name a few, and where are they?
Sure. We have really a wide range of partners. There's nearly 200 that we have, different countries all over the world. We have some in Europe, obviously, like in Italy, we are partnering with Bocconi. In Spain, we're partnering with Instituto de Empresa, Mannheim Business School in Germany. We have also partners in the UK, like, Warwick Business School.
I have an ex-boyfriend that went to Warwick. He was good at getting out of things. Anyway.
So that's for Europe. And then we have a lot of partners in Asia. I'm not going to name all, but just to name a few, like Keio University in Japan, Yonsei University in Seoul, Fudan, Shanghai Jiaotong, Beida in China. So these are, all very famous and very high standard universities. We have some in Africa, Middle East. We have some in the Americas, North and South, Canada. So yeah, really...
So no country left unturned, basically.
Well, unfortunately, Africa, there's still some... I think we could have more partners in Africa, but we have partners in Africa, in South Africa in particular, in Morocco.
Oh, wow.
But, in all the other regions, it's pretty well covered.
Well, it's still very wide-reaching.
Yes.
And do the students go and study abroad? Can they?
obviously they can, not only they can, but they must. It's actually a compulsory feature of the program. It is part of the graduation requirements. So not only you can go abroad, but you're guaranteed to go abroad because we will place you.
And so for international students that have already gone abroad,
yes,
they have to go abroad again.
I told you it was, really international in its DNA, and it's completely true. So you can go and study on the different campuses you choose one campus, but then you can change campus during your curriculum. You will go at a partner university, so not ESSEC campuses, but a different place, different university. And you make choices, obviously. We're not just going to place you there and... okay? And you can do internships abroad as well. So this is really a full experience of international exposure, because we believe that it's really important that, to be a well-trained future manager, you need to have this kind of exposure to really understand and experience.
Yeah. And, ESSEC is one of the first establishments actually to have, implicated the en alternance. So that is actually sort of obligatory work placements during the course.
Absolutely.
And that's very productive, or is it?
It is. So basically the idea is what we call learning by doing. So we believe in the fact that when you alternate times at school and times in professional experience and then come back to school, not only you can apply what you've learned in school during your time in the company, but when you come back to school, you can build on what you've been learning, practically in the company to better understand your courses.
And it can't hurt. It can't hurt the contact book either.
Absolutely, obviously, that's really also helps developing your own network. Yeah. And you have 3 different experiences in the program that are also compulsory. So it's not just an option. You have to go and try it out on the field. Really.
Yeah, learning a trade it's as a language in itself, really. So it's a bit like when people say the only way to really learn a language is to actually go there. That's exactly what you're doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's fantastic. It's practical, and I really do feel like I went to the wrong university now. That's really irritating. Do these students get paid during their work placements?
Okay, so that depends, to be honest. It depends on the regulation of each country. So, for example, in France, it's compulsory to pay for internships from the 3rd month onwards. And there is a minimum. Of course, it is possible to get paid more than the minimum, legal minimum. And most students actually do get paid because the companies know that these are very valuable students that can bring a lot during their internship. So in most cases, the students are paid. And then, of course, depending on the culture of the country, it may be different, but you have all situations.
Kareena, where do you work on alternance?
Yes. So for my operational internship, I did my internship in India, so Vogue India. I did it for 3 months there.
Oh, wow. Gosh. And have you found out if L'Oreal pays you on internship?
Yes, I think L'Oreal in Paris does pay you on internship. In fact, I was thinking of doing my internship since I have a 3-month gap there, either there or PwC. So I was looking at both of them. And yes, you do get paid for both of them.
Oh my gosh, the agony of choice. I really, I'm so jealous of you. That is really fantastic. But just an aside now, because it is a very competitive course, what qualifications do you need actually to apply to the Global BBA bachelor's?
Okay, so the minimum qualification is that you get a high school degree that allows you to go and study at university. But of course, we are looking very much at the grade. So we need excellent academic record. But we don't look only at the academic grades. We also look at, who you are, in terms of person. So we are really looking for curious people, people who are really motivated to somehow change the world in a way, and really committed to, participate in all the group work and make something very nice in the program. So this is what really we're looking for.
So you're looking for all types, basically, including tap dancers that play the harp.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
Yeah, we're looking for talents. Really, that's a good point. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. It's basically what keeps the world going. Is all kinds of different types and innovative people with a thirst to learn, probably beyond ESSEC. So, so that's good. And you can't fake that, really, can you? But it is very competitive to get in because you are the foremost business school in France.
Yes.
So 66,000 last
No,
year.
I think you've got 102 too many. It's over 6,000 now.
Oh, 66,000. Oh my gosh.
It's basically it's a 10% rate of selection. We have roughly 600 students coming in every year in the first year, so over 6,000 applications, which is already pretty high.
It's quite a lot. That's quite high. I just wanted to mention quickly that I've actually seen your campus, and it's magnificent, really. And I imagine one of the reasons the school's so popular is because of the facilities that you've got. And you can actually take a virtual tour if you visit ESSEC's website, so it's accessible there. But what is it that makes it so wow?
So basically, we have a whole range of different areas on campus with a huge and very nice cafeteria, which is really a place where students can mingle with the professors, with the staff. So it's
with the professors too.
Yeah, of course. We all have our breaks and lunch there, so it's a very nice area of sharing. We have a great K lab, knowledge lab, which is really at the crossroads of knowledge and technology. So this is where you can have the 3D printer and that kind of stuff, self filming studio. You can do your own videos with the that green background, so you can just do it by yourself. So it's really cool, really cool. And then of course we have a lot of classrooms, but obviously very standard. I should mention that we have also residences. This is probably we're going to talk about this later, but it's an important point as well.
It's a hugely important point. Yeah. But just to leave it there just for a second, if you do want to have your say, leave your comments and ask your questions on @CampusFranceParis or on Twitter, which is #CampusFrance, and join the live feed on #CampusFranceLive, and we'll be getting to your questions very shortly. Well, actually, I'm going to get to your questions right now. I have been looking here, and there are people asking how much the fees are per year at ESSEC.
Okay, so hope I'm not mistaken. It's €13,750 per year for 4 years.
Right.
If you forget and you want to check, it's all on the website anyway. So this is really the main source that you should check for the tuition fees.
Okay, and is there a scholarship program at all?
So we don't have an actual scholarship program, but we do have scholarships that we can allocate during admission process. We usually have two kinds of scholarship: excellence scholarship for the best files academically, and diversity scholarship.
I see. Okay. So again, all the information on ESSEC.edu. Another question that's asked very, very often, actually, is just to reiterate the point: do you have to speak English and French on your course for the Global BBA?
English, yes.
English, yes, and French.
French is not compulsory. If you're coming to the Cergy campus near Paris, I would recommend, practicing a little. It's always nice to speak the language of the country where you live. But for the courses themselves, it's absolutely not required. The professors all speak full English, the students as well. It's very mixed, very international, and the whole campus itself actually is very international. We have something like 45% of international students in the first year.
Oh wow!
So that is huge, really. So
and in the third year, is that when you mingle the international students?
And absolutely, you're right. In the third year, then we have those exchange students coming in, because we send our students abroad, but then we also welcome students from our partner universities in the program. So it's a fantastic experience. Yeah.
Gosh, you're going to make lots of friends if you go to ESSEC.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the other thing is, where is the campus in relation to Paris? Because it's not in the heart of Paris, is it?
No, it's not in the heart of Paris. So I just want to make this clear, so that you're not, confused. So we're basically northwest of Paris. There is a direct train. We call it the RER, R-E-R. And that takes around like 45 minutes, depending on where you're starting from in Paris, basically.
Yes, and just so you know, the RER A, which is what it is, it's also got Disneyland on that line. So if you want to learn and then have a roller coaster ride, there we are. So thank you for that. That's very, very interesting. We're going to come back to you, but for now, we're going to throw over to an alumnus of ESSEC who wasn't able to make it into the studio, but he is going to talk to us over the phone. His name is Owen Gavignet. Hello, Gavignet. Hello, Owen. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. I'm also in Paris. I'm just working from home.
Just couldn't be bothered to come to the studio, could you?
Well, I mean, I'm working remotely since March because of, the COVID you were mentioning.
Yes, and also, I mean, that's something that people have just got to get used to now, isn't it? The télétravail, as they say. I just wanted to ask you a few questions, though. What are your best memories of ESSEC?
Well, I've been thinking about this. This is not an easy one, but frankly, I think it's the very first day when you arrive there in Cergy and you meet all your fellow students. You meet the administration, meet some of the professors. They explain to you how everything is going to happen during the 4 years that you're going to spend at ESSEC, and it's actually quite funny because I was part of promotion 2016. We were in 2012 at the time, and we thought, wow, that's going to be a very long time. But actually, you don't even realize how fast it goes. With all the courses, very interesting courses that you get, the associations that you take part in, the time abroad, the time working as well. I actually went through the apprenticeship program at HP, the Hewlett-Packard company.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, just not thinking about it, 2020, and it was 2016, sorry, and it was all over, and actually quite sad when it's the end, because it's a great school to be at, really.
Well, the point is, as well, I think in life in general, is that people need to learn to live in the present, and that sounds like you were for the 4 years that you were at ESSEC. So that's great. It's life preparation as well. Do you have what's your funniest story or most memorable story? The more embarrassing, the better, of course. Corinne laughing.
I don't know if I'm allowed to share all of that with you, but I thought about a funny story. It's just something that has to do with academics still, because that's the subject today. It was a course we actually learned about management with a conductor, an actual conductor of an orchestra. I don't know if that's still a course that's offered, but that's the kind of.
It is apparently.
Oh, it actually is. Okay, and that was just one of the different courses that were offered that were quite original. And during that course, we were actually able to conduct our students just for an orchestra for a few seconds, which was quite interesting. And we actually were invited to the real concert from that conductor, which is who was doing a special show at the time. And we were all there, and we were able to participate in the show. So that was very, very funny and memorable, I think.
Wow. Do you play a musical instrument?
I do, actually. I'm a pianist myself.
Aha, I see.
And for all the pianists listening to us who are looking at ESSEC, there are pianos on the campus, I think. That's still
pianos
the
on the
case.
campus. Oh, wow. So a good music
Yeah,
department.
so that's something.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. That's fantastic. Good stuff. So we're covering all the bases here. What's ESSEC done for you that's changed your life or is applicable to how you carry your life today? I mean, your work, personally, that sort of thing.
Well, I think what ESSEC has done is provided me with a very, very complete curriculum. Of course, academics are great. We talk about that. Professors are great. Associations are great as well. Professional experience that we get is also, has been very valuable to me. I'm part of the people who didn't do a master's degree afterwards because I got a job offer that was, from the quality of a master's degree job offer. So I just stopped there and started working for HP after my apprenticeship. But something really that helped me a ton, and that was original, is I was part of the musical association. And first I thought I would still just do something cultural, but at the end, realizing about what was that all about, it was, the final project was to play in front of 1,000 people in one of the most famous theaters in Paris. It taught me, how to behave on the stage. Right now I'm a category manager, and I have to deliver a lot of presentations and to convince a lot of our customers about the advantages of our products. Right now, I'm a category manager for PCs right now. So delivering presentations has been so much easier after going through that experience.
Yes, so being presentable, being presentable under, pressure, basically. And may I say, you are looking very presentable, Owen.
Well, thank you very much for that.
It's a shame that we couldn't hear a ditty on the piano, though. That's a shame.
There's not enough time, but maybe for another session, I don't know.
So we were also just wondering, Corinne and I were chatting, whether you would be accepted to ESSEC today, because obviously things change. And Corinne has a question for you.
Okay, so
sure.
she wanted to check just whether you know the new motto of ESSEC. You know, the previous one was the pioneering spirit. So do you know what is the new one that's been changed, very recently? Have you been...
I'm not sure.
Oh!
Okay, then I should share, right?
Yes, you should share.
Okay, so ESSEC's new motto is like very fresh last month, is enlighten, lead, change. And this is very much in line with our new strategy, which is really focused on working on, the climate change stakes and new development and, having a sustainable future. And we want our managers to be trained towards these topics. So
what do you say then, Corinne? Would you accept him for not knowing?
I think that's okay. Still,
today?
We didn't. It was like a surprise quiz, so okay. Of course, I'll take him again.
And just
that's excellent information from me, because these are subjects that we face every day in the work environment. So, I mean, these are perfect subjects and pillars to have as a motto.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of pillars, in terms of coming over to France, I'm sure that you would have wanted someone to, I don't know, give you some advice when you arrived here on, a few things that you should and shouldn't do. If you could give 3 pieces of advice to an international student that's just arrived in France, whether it be academic or something like don't approach the baker before 9 a.m. because they haven't had their coffee yet and they can be grouchy. What 3 pieces of advice would you give?
Well, first of all, is try to meet as much people as possible, from either from France or from other countries. There's a lot of international students as well, but a lot of French students. And the best thing to do is to meet most of them, because that's network that you're establishing right at the beginning. A lot of people are able to help you for whatever reason, academics or even personal reasons. So that's the one thing. Be open to other people right from the beginning. That's very important.
So being open and transparent and comfortable with yourself.
Definitely, because most people are very open arriving at ESSEC. So we're all in the same boat. And so, I mean, I remember being in a very open environment arriving there.
Okay. So be open, basically. And number 3?
Number 3, well,
something cultural.
We're talking about the French. Yeah, well, we're talking about the French language. We know that, French people, and I'm actually half French, love the French language. We know it's not compulsory, but trying to learn a little bit of French would be something that helps you a lot living in France. Because, well, first of all, not everybody speak English. In France, I mean, at ESSEC, yes, but in France, no. And it will actually help you a lot to understand how the French culture as well. A lot of the French culture is in the French language. So that would be something a little tough, I agree, but it would be very interesting and beneficial for your career as well.
Well, listen, Owen, thank you so much for your insights and for joining us on Campus Live France. It's been fantastic talking to you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Corinne, back to you.
Yes.
Now, a student basically that comes over is essentially setting their life up here. So, it's no small feat. Do you offer accommodation at ESSEC?
Okay, so we do offer accommodation. So this is for Sergi. Sergi has 4 different residences with different price range and locations. The nearest one is actually on campus, so it's like a 2-minute walk, and it's really reserved in priority for first-year international students. So it's really, we feel it's very important to provide this service. In Rabat as well, we haven't talked much about Rabat, but we need to mention that they do have also residents on campus, and the campus in Rabat is also amazing, absolutely amazing place. In Singapore, we do not offer accommodation because it is more like a city campus.
Right.
It is still quite big, but nothing compared to the main campus in France, obviously. So we don't have accommodation there, but we have a whole network of real estate agents that are very used to working with our students and who really know the needs of the students. So we guide them a lot for accommodation.
Perfect. It is one of those big questions, isn't it, when you're deciding whether to come over?
Absolutely, yeah. It is important, yeah.
Well, all you need to know about accommodation at ESSEC is on the website essec.edu, and it's under About ESSEC, tab and Housing section. So do check that out. And the next question really follows up from my last one. Is there an aid centre, you know, where someone from ESSEC can actually help students set up bank accounts or phone contracts? Because it's tough. Even for a French person, it's tough setting that up when you're here.
Yeah, I mean, all the admin part can be quite daunting if you don't know how it works. So we do have a service. It's called the Office of the Register or Register's Office. So they take care of all formalities that are linked to visa, tuition fees and bank loans, because we have partnerships with banks. You know, if you want to accept very specific bank for your studies, then we have specific partnerships with banks that are actually in Cergy. So it's not like any bank in France; it's the next door neighbor. They take care of what else do they take care of? Anything. I mean, the health and social security things that are really specific to France. Yeah. And you have the same kind of service in Singapore and Rabat to help you with the formalities. So
that's fantastic. Yeah. So it all translates, and there's not a problem. The help is at hand at ESSEC.
Yes.
Kareena, are you with us?
Yes, I'm right here.
Oh, hello, and Kareena's family are here as well.
Yes,
hello.
Good evening.
Well, I'm going to speak to your family members in just a moment, but I just wanted to know, when you came over here, what were the biggest challenges that you faced? Because it is quite scary. What was your experience of it?
I think my biggest challenge was, of course, living alone. So I had traveled a lot with my family, visited the world, but never lived on my own. So I think that was my biggest fear. But
could you do your own laundry?
Not in the beginning, actually. I'd never done it before. But once I reached France, I mean, of course, you learn everything with the students next to you. They're all in the same situation as you, so it's amazing. You make friends overnight who are there with you on the same boat. So I think that's the beauty of ESSEC, that we all become like a family.
And what was the most culturally surprising change that you had to make in your everyday life when you came to France?
Well, I'm originally from India, but I was born and brought up in Spain. So the one thing we do in Spain is eat lunch and dinner very late. Whereas in France, they eat at 7 o'clock dinner. So that for me was, of course, a culture shock, but I got used to it with time. And now I make my parents eat early.
Oh, I bet your parents love that. Like I said, coming back to you guys in just a minute. And obviously, you've immersed yourself in the culture here. Can you sing the Marseillaise?
Can I sing the Marseillaise? I can try my best at that. Actually, I have the lyrics with me right here.
No, lyrics interdit is not allowed. I'm only joking. I'm not going to ask you to sing the French national anthem. Maybe later. So the indelicate task, Corinne, of asking about money, again, when you include accommodation, fun, cultural things for the students, and the fees, obviously, on average, what is that per year for a student?
So what we know from feedback from students is roughly €1,000 per month. So obviously, Kareena, maybe you can confirm or not.
Yeah. Including fun as well, you know.
Yes. So Miss Kareena, I agree with you. It depends on the campus you are. Since we have multi-campuses. But in France, what I've experienced is the accommodation ranges from 500 to 800 euros a month. And then, of course, daily expenses depend on you, how much you go to Paris, how much you take the RER, but I would say from 200 to 500.
Okay, well, that's pretty reasonable, and I'd say it's the same in England from my experience. So yes, well, that's good. Thank you for shedding light on that. And Corinne, in your time working at ESSEC, what's the most inspiring example of a student in your experience working at this fabulous establishment?
Yes. Well, inspiring can mean many things, right? So I could mention one of our very inspiring alumni, who's a Singaporean lady, Valerie, who's working now in McKinsey, which is very famous strategy firm, consulting.
Very well paid at McKinsey
very well
as well.
paid, definitely. So yeah, she's making a lot of money, but she's extremely bright also, and that's why she could get in there. So we're very proud of her, obviously. And then on another kind of being inspiring, we also have another alumnus of the program. He's called Joseph. who went on a gap year after the program. So that is, a completely different story. And he went to tour different associations, NGOs, basically, so that he could have current BBA students work for these associations during the program.
Oh, you're talking humanitarian community work.
Community work, definitely, yes. And we recognize this within the program. It's actually part of the curriculum.
Obligatory. You have to go and help an enterprise in the community.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So these are really two examples that really reflect the diversity of our alumni in the program, really. Yeah.
My gosh, well, that's fantastic. And does he teach there now? I think he mentioned.
And yeah, actually, it's a good point because he's now back into the program, but with a different cap. Now he's a lecturer and he's guiding our students, for example, on the dissertation, because there's a dissertation at the end of the program that students need to present. That is also a huge academic, excellence point in the program.
All right. So actually, when you go to ESSEC, it's for life.
Absolutely.
Apparently. It really is ingrained in you. So you become ESSEC or ESSEC becomes you. I'm not sure which, but chicken and egg situation maybe.
Yes.
I just wanted to take this opportunity. I don't think we've ever done this at Campus France, to talk to Kareena's family. Are you there?
Yes, very much so.
Hello. Well, you and Kareena are wearing the same.
Hello.
Same sort of top there.
Yeah, seems so, yeah. I think as much as Kareena likes ESSEC, we love it the same. So I think the same top, it's the same thinking all the way.
Aha. Sorry, what are your names? I didn't introduce you.
I'm Aswani.
Hello.
And my name is Hemant Aswani.
Ah, hello. Now, you guys look like a very tight-knit family, and that's really nice to see. But so that must have been really hard letting Kareena go abroad. I mean, what was that like for you?
Kareena has always traveled a lot with us extensively. She had covered loads of places before with us, but never lived on her own.
So that was a concern for you guys.
Yes, so that was a matter of concern. So being a child, we had taken her to several campuses all over the world. Wherever she applied to, we went and showed her the campus. And when we went to ESSEC on the open day, she was sold there. She didn't want to come out of the place. So we knew that is what she wanted.
Right.
We had our own concerns, whether she would, at 17, whether you know your mind. But all the way through, she was happy. And she waited until she got in there.
Yes, and I imagine for a father to let her little girl go, you saw these campuses, you felt that she was safe there, you felt like she was at home there. I mean, it's not easy, I imagine, letting them fly the nest.
In the beginning, no, but later I was able to adjust with that.
I see. Well, you do look very happy about it. I mean, apparently you guys have the ESSEC uniform and the mugs and all the memorabilia.
Yeah, that's so true. That's true. We left Kareena there, I think before she got into ESSEC, we went for the open day for the first time, and then we went for her interview. We were flying into Mumbai and we stopped in Paris, took the interview. And on that day, Kareena didn't want to return back to India with us. She was so excited on campus. And then we went to drop her off when she actually got in. A month later, we went down for her 18th birthday to surprise her. We were planning to give her a surprise party of maybe about 30-40 students because it was just a month. And there were like 80-90 of them from all over right there.
Oh my gosh, Kareena, you have a fabulous mother.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I agree. I do have really supportive parents.
We realized she settled in.
Well, yes, but what's being made abundantly clear here is it's not just the student that goes to ESSEC, it's very much the parents as well. So you have to be clear and comfortable, and it sounds like ESSEC has provided you with that, because going abroad and to Europe as well for our, far-reaching international prospective students can be a bit daunting. So really good to hear from you on that. And is it worth the cost of sending her there? Because it's obviously...
Well, it's more than worth it. Because it's totally carved Kareena, totally her personality. It's brought out the best in her.
And so what is it? What have we seen? What changes have we seen in Kareena since she's been at ESSEC?
Basically,
she can do her own laundry.
She can do her own laundry. She's become even more open. and very easy to custom. She speaks French. She's easy for changes. I mean, she's come back as an asset to us.
And she wants to learn more and more.
Like we can see all the time, she wants to network. She wants to do the right thing. She doesn't want to waste her time. It's like a big change in her. It's brought out the best in her.
And you must be very proud. She's an ambassador for ESSEC. So extra Christmas dinner for her, I think, this year.
Totally. An extra glass of wine.
Excellent. We like the sound of that. And do you guys speak French? Have you guys learnt the Marseillaise?
Yes, I speak a little bit of French from the Alliance. He speaks a little more.
I've heard her sing, so I know a little lyrics, but I think it's a beautiful song.
You want to test him?
Oh, I think we should give it a go. I mean, what do you think, Kareena? I think so.
Well, you seem to be enthusiastic about it.
Go on.
Let's
1,
try.
2, 3.
The lyrics on my phone. Okay. Why don't we all sing it together, all of us?
Well, allons avant de la patrie.
C'est la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé.
Okay, I believe you guys. I believe you could sing it. Thank you so much for that. And it's lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely to hear from the family. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And sadly, I think we're reaching the end.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we spoke a lot about languages, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't mention that students will study another language in addition to French. And very important, when you study in Rabat, you study in French. Donc pour les lycéens qui s'intéressent au campus de Rabat, de l'ESSEC à Rabat, les cours sont en français sur le campus de Rabat, sur le track innovation et management digital. So just switch to French for these guys because I know they're watching.
Yeah, so in Rabat, the course is in French,
Yes.
not in English. So just in Rabat.
But they will study English later, but the start is in French.
Aha,
Yeah.
okay, well that was very important to note.
Yes.
So thank you very much for joining us from ESSEC. You're the global director of the director of studies, of
Yes.
the Global BBA bachelor's degree. Thank you so much for joining us. That's Corinne Peiffert, and I hope to see you very, very soon. And of course, to the student ambassador, Kareena Aswani, and her lovely family. Thank you so much, and for promoting the school in such a way. You're an exemplary student. I was nowhere near as good as you when I was younger. So onwards and upwards. Thank you so much, and of course to our alumni of ESSEC, and that's Owen. Thank you so much as well for joining us and telling us what it was to be at ESSEC. So thank you one and all, and thank you for joining us on Campus Live. It was fantastic to get the ball rolling again, especially with the king, one of the kings of all business schools in France. So if you do want to have your say, once again, leave your comments and your questions on Facebook. That's at Campus France Paris, or on Twitter, which is #Campus France, and we will get back to you with some answers. And do keep your fingers on our handles, guys, because next week there will be a replay of this very discussion. Thank you very much. I'm Alexandra Lawton, and stay tuned for more from Campus Live.